present to you all what I have, and I think will offer an opportunity for a better understanding of communication versus just kind of speaking to you all. So I have a lot of different visuals available for you. So my background is education. Some of this I covered on yesterday, but my background is education, Winneba-Ghana State University. And so I'm going to allow the video to kind of recap some of that versus saying it multiple times. So I'm going to jump right into this next video, this next slide. So the importance of incorporating universities' higher and sports administration departments into the development of community sport. That's from a nonprofit base. Nonprofit organizations have a passion for the community. They have a passion for certain areas to work within the community. And so when we partner up with universities, we're able to focus more on the concentration of that. What happens is when individuals or groups see a program, for example, the relationship that Grambling State and University and I have and what we're doing, others may think that they can do it or duplicate it, but sometimes they miss the passion or the effort that it takes to make it a successful and sustainable program. It may run for a year, it may run for 2 years, but it's really not sustainable because they don't have the right partners in place with passion to make it thrive. So, as we move forward, you'll learn more about Healthy Life Global and what we're doing, and this is what I will be speaking on, are the concrete things that we've done to establish the relationship and how it works and how it has worked for us.
Hello, I am NIKIEL Winston, founder, president, and CEO of Healthy Life Global, based in South Haven, Mississippi. I have a master's degree in sports administration from Grambling State University and a bachelor's degree in physical education from Winneba-Ghana State University. I'm a former Cleveland athlete and function professionally as an athletic director, physical education teacher, and coach for over 12 years. As a student athlete, all I thought about was playing basketball. And as a young coach, all I thought about was winning basketball games. As a first-year physical education teacher, all I thought about again was winning basketball games. As I seasoned as a coach, physical education teacher, and then an athletic director, I saw a lot in weakness that winning doesn't always equal success. There are a lot of student athletes that fail in winning programs, not to mention the losing ones. This changed my whole perspective on what a student athlete is and the responsibilities of coaches and teachers. I was able to understand what winning really means for everyone by focusing more attention on what the student needed, the community needed, and what I needed to do next. As a result, I pursued my passion to grow and strategically impact future leaders locally and globally with Healthy Life Global. Healthy Life Global is a nonprofit that serves as an international catalyst for personal and professional development of future leaders who transform culture through progressive actions and healthy lifestyles beyond the court, the field, and the stage. These individuals will use their influence for positive change around the world, in turn creating a platform for social change within sports that they control. Leadership development is critical, and it started with me. I was always a leader, and as a young student athlete, I displayed leadership qualities. I was blessed with an athletic scholarship and played college basketball. However, as a leader, I lacked exposure opportunities. Healthy Life Global encourages all children, teenagers, and young adults to become better leaders within and outside of sports. Becoming a more well-rounded individual is one of the most valuable lessons taught within Healthy Life Global programs. Healthy Life Ambassador Program focuses on the growth and development of student athletes and those that desire to work in sports.
I'm an ambassador for Healthy Life Global, and one of the things I do was a shoe drive, seeing the shoes off of Africa, helping with the containers
literacy awareness and keeping kids physically active is one of Healthy Life Global's foundational missions. Healthy Life Global Ghana initiative provides a collaboration of experiences locally and globally. The opportunity for Healthy Life Global to offer leadership development, cultural education, health, and sport enrichment has impacted so many lives.
Being a part of Healthy Life Global brought structure, creativity, and countless memorable moments. From learning different sports to making long-lasting friendships, it was an amazing place to be. For me personally, it represented how well-behaved and efficient youth can be when taught by passionate instructors. I had a great, healthy childhood and was inspired by Coach Winston, and I hope to have as much passion and drive as she does.
My years as a student athlete and a coach taught me the importance of hard work, tenacity, teamwork, humility, serving and respecting others, and the influential power of mentorship that changes lives at any age. My personal and educational experience influenced me and fueled me to establish Healthy Life Global. Over the past 13 years, Healthy Life Global has changed the lives of countless children and their families. We want to do much more. We can do much more. We will do much more with your help. Please support us with your donations. Thank you again for supporting Healthy Life Global.
All right. I just wanted to use that as an intro to introduce you guys to Healthy Life Global. It's easy to get up here and talk about programs and different things that we do, but I think there was a lack of understanding of exactly who we are and how we contribute to Grambling State University, which is an academic platform. But we're able to come in and fill gaps from a community standpoint, offer opportunities for their students to be engaged with tangible opportunities to serve the community. So I would say that the main two benefits of being able to have a relationship with hyper departments would be one, the development of future leaders in sports, offering them tangible hands-on training opportunities. That's not just to coach. So we have students that come in and they work with fundraising efforts, planning of events, camps, trainings, all of those types of things these students are able to do. So versus a student just being coming to campus, just going to class, with an opportunity of this type of internship, they're actually able to explore more. The second thing I would say is offering competent coaches training students on the fundamentals, character building, and teamwork. A lot of times in community recreational play, you don't have competent coaches. They don't know proper technique. They don't. Sometimes the value and the moral system is not in place. So you just don't have a good baseline of support for those students that are choosing to engage in sports. A lot of times you have to come back and deprogram that athlete from some of the things that they learned at a young age. So this will allow an opportunity for those trained individuals, those students within the university, to be able to input their knowledge directly into the community. So a little bit about our history. 2007 we were incorporated and we established our first community sport and physical education programs. So for 10 years we did community sport camps, summer camps, before and after school programs, things of that nature. In 2017 is when we actually incorporated our first internship program. So we partnered with Hampton University, which is also an HBCU, and Dr. Livingston as well was influential in that as well. So we started our internship program and partnered and collaborated with universities, PE, KSLS programs, sport administration programs. So the foundation that we already had in place, it really offered us the opportunity to plug in those interns in 2017, which also gave us the opportunity in 2020 when the opportunity came for us to expand in Ghana. So in 2020, we already had the relationships with the universities, we already had our interns in place, and so when we expanded internationally, those students were able to experience that with us. So in 2020, we were able to bring our partner on with Grambling State University as well as our interns. So presently, we're continually building a sustainable relationship between Health and Life Global, our U.S. and our Ghanaian universities in those hyper departments. We're connected with local community, players, coaches, teams, and leaders throughout the region. We're also meeting with the country leaders of youth leadership, physical education, and sports. So we've had that in the various regions as well as our annual trips to Ghana. So we started in 2020, but already we've visited here. This is our 4th trip since 2020. So we're able to bring our team once a year, and last year we actually came twice in September, our leadership team. So with our internship opportunities, here you see some of our teams that we brought in the past that have joined us here. These students range from, this is our first, well, it's not our first undergraduate group, but we do mix and mingle our undergraduate and our graduate students that are able to take this experience with us. So in the future, our goals, and these are things that Dr. Livingston and I speak about and we meet about, and I'm able to go to Dr. Livingston and speak to him in reference to what we need in the community. Because we need certified people to come into the community, but the university may not be aware of what the needs are of the community. So we speak on those things. Well, you know, we need certified coaches, we need officials, we need these type of things. So we have those conversations and we build platforms of what it could look like, a structure of what it could look like. And then he will go and make it suitable for academic purposes with the proper terminology, the supported classes, all those different types of things. And so these are areas that we're collaborating. We want to be able to incorporate coaching certifications for community coaches through university programs, one. We also would like to coordinate current graduating players to receive officiating training and coaching certifications prior to graduation. It's much more easier to certify a player that played basketball than someone that has never played before. So the trick with that is to utilize those players playing right now in the universities, and upon graduation, you may have 100 officials already in the pool because they just graduated and they just finished school. And they know what a travel is, they know what a foul is, they know the game to the T. Next, we'll require a set number of community volunteer hours prior to graduation. This will help with that pool of the lack of coaches that we have in surrounding communities in the region. So we would directly plug those coaches or those future coaches into the community. So they will help with or contribute as community rec directors, coaches, officials, trainers, things of that nature, through volunteer hours. And finally, utilizing the physical education year of service for collegiate graduates assigned to nonprofits within the country like Health Life Global.
Education, leadership. Winston said, don't sit down and wait for opportunities. Let's make them together. Healthy Life Global intends to integrate the skills of sports, education, and leadership to develop a pipeline producing a new generation of skilled leaders globally prepared to meet the challenges of our nation and world. In a country where basketball is limited, and many students in remote places have never heard of the game, we can help. Meet Healthy Life Global, a U.S.-based nonprofit organization actively working towards the betterment of youth and sports development for the past 14 years. The founder, president, and CEO, Mrs. NIKIEL Winston, had a keen interest in basketball at an early age. As a scholarship collegiate player, an athletic director, a physical education teacher, and a coach, she witnessed countless difficulties that players had to face to develop themselves in sports and life, leadership development, cultural education, health, sports enrichment. Healthy Life Global is living the dream to share sports with the world by bringing basketball to the youth of Ghana. As we expand our partnerships with the Ghanaian government, universities, and other entities throughout the country. We aim to facilitate physical education programs, sports development programming, access to basketball, and invitations for global athletic training in the United States. Partner with us as we partner with the historically Black colleges and university community while merging the needs of students in Ghana. The HBCU community is where the culture, educational, and sports environments are uniquely situated to open global pathways for these students. Our vision is in motion and is equipping future leaders to live like champions. Let's partner to bring Healthy Life Global to your region for your schools and community youth. Support us. Alone may not be possible, but together we can. Healthy Life Global.
So with our efforts, here in Ghana, our initiatives have been impacting since 2020. And so some of our work, I'm just going to kind of go through here to kind of let you see what some of the things that we've been doing and the work. We've been in the northern region in Saboba. So we go into Tamale and we go 3 hours east towards Togo, which is called Saboba. And so we work with, we introduced the sport of basketball to children there, and we support them now with supplies and goals and things of that nature. These students had never experienced the sport at all. So we went there and we introduced them to the game and provided camps to them. As well as shoes, we go to Winneba, we've been to, Cape Coast, Kumasi, Chichewere, about 20 miles outside of Kumasi. So that was in one of the videos as well. So we are proud of the work that we're doing and the partnerships that we're continuously building throughout the country. This was Saboba and Chichewere. These are some of the schools that we impacted during that time in 2020. Some of the relationships that have been built. The great thing is we were able to meet the Parliament chiefs in those areas and gained the blessings to serve there. These are some of the other pictures from our trip. We were here for March 6th on last year, so we were there at the stadium as well, at UCC. I think this one here is the former AD here at the university during our trip as well. Some of our interns and students that travel with us at the local hospital, at the local court, making donations and posing there. This is here in the U.S. In Memphis, Tennessee, we had the International Salute to Ghana in May. So these are some of the pictures there. Ghana actually came to my state. Well, I would say border state. But we're right there in Mississippi and Tennessee. So we had the opportunity to meet the king and the ambassador. She was there as well. So that was a great opportunity. We were able to do a lot of building there. Some great things that are getting ready to happen transpired during this trip to the U.S. So we're excited about that as well. This is some of the work that we've done here since we were back. Hassana was able to help put this on. Where we did water stations called a cooling station during the Central Region Championships in 2022. All right, so I'm going to use this time to answer any questions.
Okay, so question and answers. If you have any question, there's the time.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Winston, for your presentation. That was great, and you are doing a good job both in US and then in Ghana. We'll take questions from the audience. Questions.
I would like to find out, I see that you have
do you have just that one intern in Ghana? And if you're looking at doing a lot more, is it the case that you have access to other students of physical education or coaching who are helping you here, or you are now looking to find people like that on the ground?
Okay. So, the question, if I heard you correctly, was are we looking for other students? And these are collegiate students that you're speaking of. Well, we will have opportunities for, right now we've incorporated our first international student intern, which is Hassan, student here, or just graduated or getting ready to graduate. So we're excited to have her. And we are building out what that looks like as we continue to work with the plan of how to incorporate the universities with the community. So that's part of the planning process as to how we integrate the students into that process. And so that's where we are right now. It may still take a little time. None of this is just kind of quick. It doesn't just happen overnight. But us implementing, trying to learn more about what the needs are in the country. There are things that we see that we can do, but the other information will come from you all to say, hey, you know, what about this, what about that? And we'll move in that capacity. Now, we are in the U.S., so there's only so much that we can do hands-on. We have to have input from you all so we can create the plan, the strategic plan, and work together to implement.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, thank you so much. Yesterday, during the interactive session, if I heard you right, you spoke about one of your core mandates as Healthy Life Global was to curb childhood obesity. Is that correct?
Yes, through physical activity.
Okay. So if that has been the mandate, I want to find out, has there been any success with regard to that particular fight? And if there is, what are the things that were kept in place to give you this particular success?
Now, initially we had, we started out with preventative, and we look to be physical activities. We're not necessarily on the health side of that. We support childhood obesity awareness through health information and physical activity. So students come to us for exercise or to be active. If we say a student needs 60 minutes of activity, well, when they come to us, they get 5 hours, of activity plus when we started off. So the goal was to keep the students active and to teach them the proper life and health strategies for them to be a healthier individual. Not that we had the science or the help to offer to them. Our program was to give them access to a better, healthier choice. So that's what we offered to the students, because again, it was a very touchy time when the childhood obesity efforts started it was around 2006, 2005 that they really start implementing those childhood obesity issues in the U.S. But you got to be very careful when you're dealing with children, when you're talking about those things, because you just don't want to taint the perception of what good health is or good healthy weight and all those different types of things are. So we came in to just provide physical activity that will keep the students physically active and to talk about healthier choices for them. Does that answer your question? Okay.
Good morning. Thanks for your presentation. This is just an addition if you can consider what's going forward. Maybe looking at the research aspect that can also help with some of the building up the leadership qualities, getting maybe qualified sports personnel, especially with the coaching aspect of maybe basketball, soccer, and the rest that you give out to people. So I think you can also consider that maybe adding research aspect to whatever you do, so that after that it can be properly evaluated or assessed going forward. Thank you.